Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Monday Night Training Call. My name is Rob Pottles, and tonight we are going to go over step number 6 in the process of duplication, and that is how to get your new distributor started. Tonight, I want to open the call differently, and I left the call line open for the first minute or two. Before I mute out these lines and we go into this session, we have a lot of people that are listening in tonight for their very first time. You'll have people that are literally calling in tonight for their very first time. It's the first of the week. It's Monday, and they missed the Monday night call last week. They missed the chapters on step 1, how to start your business. Step 2, how to invite distributors, how to invite people properly. Step 3, how to introduce your business properly. Step 4, how to determine interest. Step 5, how to gain a positive decision. And what I want you to do for me, if you would be so gracious, I'd appreciate it, is if we could have 1 or 2 or even 3 people that are on this call tonight, could you tell the new person listening why they should listen to those other recorded videos that we actually have on Facebook and what you feel that'll actually do for them in their business? I'm going to turn that mic. We're going to open up the floor. Love to have a couple volunteers if you like.
Okay.
Well, everybody can jump at once. Absolutely.
You have to start at the beginning. You can't just jump in at number 6. So they're all in order, and I just love the fact that every single one of them are effective. So starting your business right, absolutely, you need to know how to do that. Inviting people, they're all in order. It's exactly what you need to know next and how to do that. Introducing your business, using the professional tools and everything, you have to know that next. It's what comes next. So it's little baby steps, and you don't need to be the know-it-all of this. You just need to be the messenger. And this teaches you how to do that, determining the interest, gaining a positive decision, and getting your new partner started. And I'm telling you, I can't wait for that one tonight, because that's all I've been doing all weekend is getting these new people started. It was awesome.
Yeah, you've been doing a great job, Sherry. I want to say congratulations. It looks like you have definitely some excitement and some movement going on there. So congrats. Who else? Duncan, Thomas, I heard you. Please share.
Yeah, I just want to, for those who have not listened to the other segments, obviously we want you to be on the call, so you're going to have to be reading your book backwards. That's the way we got to look at it. So, take notes. And then after you take notes, then go back and listen to the earlier segments, as has been mentioned, how to prospect and invite, focus on the 5 categories, the warm market, the referrals, the new people, the common market. Those are very critical things. I thought that the strategy and invitation call, the 3 objectives were very critical. Tuesday, we talked about, again, as mentioned, how to introduce the tools and the presentation. We learned a lot about never send more than 1 video at one time. People like myself have been bombarding prospects with videos to the point where it drives the prospects crazy. Those are things that are very critical. We did talk about the personal presentation, the 3 types of personal presentation, one-on-one, two-on-one. Of course, the private business reception is very critical, and then determining interest. So, one of the key things, the 48-hour rule, making sure that you get your customers, you follow up back within 48 hours. Sometimes we talk to people and we follow up 2 weeks later, and you wonder why they're gone out cold, because it just took too long. So the always 3-way calling, very important. I think, Rob, you and I have talked about this. There was one time I was getting ready to get a prospect who was ready to sign up, and Rob said, get him on a 3-way call. So even though the person had committed and agreed to sign up, we still went on and proceeded with that 3-way call, and I realized how important it is to do that. So the gaining the private decision, the positive decision, very critical. So I would just say, for those who have not listened to the other segments, that, got a lot of notes myself, jumping through some of them, but it's just very important to go ahead and listen to those and then connect with what we're about to discuss today, which I'm one of those people who can't wait to hear that as well.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Duncan. Anybody else? One more? Anybody else want to share why a brand new person that may be listening in tonight is going to definitely want to take time? Each one of you that were on this call took the time, which at 10 o'clock last night, we did this boot camp training, and every single night at 10 o'clock, Monday through Friday. And, many people said, gosh, will people do it on Friday? And they made the commitment to be on this call because of the content and the information was that important to them to help build their business. Does anybody else want to share why these new person would want to go right now and probably take this week and actually get this whole course down in a week's time? All right, guys, we are going to start tonight's call. So hang on one second here. Let me go ahead and lock the lines down. All right, guys, buckle up your seats, pen and paper for some notes. We are going to start with how to get your new partners started. Hello and welcome to step number 6 in the cycle of duplication. Now it's your turn to become a coach and leader. Getting your new business partners started correctly will prove to be one of the most crucial steps to your success in building a team of business owners. It is important not only to get your new partner started correctly, but also to understand that how you get them started becomes the pattern they will use to get their new distributors started as well. Don't allow yourself to feel overwhelmed in this section. Your sponsor or one of your upline business partners will be happy to help you get your first few people started. Your new business partner may be a man, a woman, or a couple. But to simplify the use of pronouns, let's use a fictitious character while we're training tonight. Let's assume that Pam Stevens is your new business partner. So the first thing you have to do is finalize the decision. When Pam makes the decision to start her business, express your appreciation. Smile, welcome her aboard, and tell her how much you look forward to working with her. Point out her strengths and say something encouraging. This is an important component of coaching. Make it a habit to take every opportunity to encourage people and build their confidence and belief. I'm going to read you a quote. The beginning of a habit is like an invisible thread, but every time we repeat the act, we strengthen the strand. Add it to another filament until it becomes a great cable and binds us irrevocably in thought and act. After Pam agrees to get started, your next step is to set her up as a new business owner with the company. If you're on the phone with her at the time of her decision, then your goal will be to complete the application process over the phone. If you are together at the time of her decision, then you will complete her application during that time. Let's look at what you should do in these scenarios. Signing her up over the phone. If you're on the phone with Pam at the time of her decision to get started, your first step is to enroll your business through your company's website. So you want to enroll her through your replicated website. Direct her to your website. Walk her through the sign-up process over the phone. Be sure to stay on the phone until it is completed. So if she has any questions, you're able to answer them. If she's not near a computer, then with her approval, take her information over the phone and complete the online application on her behalf. Your next option, or the next scenario, is signing her up when you're together. If you're together in person with Pam at the time of her decision, then complete her application and have her okay it when it's complete. If you're sitting down with her in person, it's very simple to grab your tablet or to grab your smartphone, go into your J-Mobile and click Add a Distributor, new enrollee, new sign up, and complete the process right there at your fingertips, right online. Just have her approve it before you hit the final submit button. Next, explain the homework assignment. Once Pam's application has been processed, your next step is to discuss her homework assignment and set up a time to go over her 10 steps in getting started. Her assignment is to listen to the first audio in this training titled Step 1, Start Your Business, and read the corresponding chapter and the owner's training manual. Just as you learn how to start your business by listening to the first audio, this same audio will teach her how to start her business. The strategy session. Once you've reviewed with Pam her assignment to listen to Step 1, start your business, you will then want to set up a time to meet within the next 48 hours to review the 10 steps to getting started. This in-person meeting is often referred to as a strategy session. So schedule the strategy session. It is extremely important to have this session within 48 hours to keep the positive momentum moving. You don't want to get this far down the road with someone and have them quit because you lost momentum. If you do not have the strategy session within 48 hours, their interest generally drops. Life's demands take over, and getting new partners started becomes more difficult. Always try to schedule this appointment within the next 48 hours. If it's not possible to schedule the meeting within this time frame, schedule it as soon as you can. If your new partner is local, it's best to conduct the strategy session when you can meet together rather than over the phone. Not only does this simplify the getting started process for the new partner, but you are also there to facilitate them. But it also helps you to continue strengthening your relationship. If you can, try to set up this appointment at a location with internet access so you can easily process any orders that need to be placed. As you make your plans, block out 2 hours for this strategy session so you'll have ample time to answer questions and complete all steps without rushing. When people don't have many questions, you can comfortably go through this process in just about an hour. However, more time is needed when they ask a lot of questions. It's best to block out plenty of time so both you and your partner are at ease. Once the appointment is set, encourage Pam not to talk to anyone about her new business until she is properly trained. And I'm going to repeat that. It's one of the nuggets. It's crucial that sinks in. Once the appointment is set, this is after Pam has enrolled. She's excited. Once the appointment is set, encourage Pam not to talk to anyone about her business until she is properly trained. Far too many people, in their enthusiasm and eagerness, go out and blow their best contacts because they did not approach them correctly. I'm going to repeat that one again. Far too many people, in their enthusiasm and eagerness, go out and blow their entire best contacts because they did not approach them correctly. After you've scheduled your strategy session with Pam and you're concluding your conversation, let her know once again how excited you are about working with her and say something encouraging. You want her feeling good about her decision to work with you, and you want her feeling confident that she can build a successful business. When you return home, send a welcome aboard email to Pam. To make sure there's no misunderstandings, confirm both her assignment and your next appointment. Sometimes when people get started, they feel overwhelmed and fail to write down some of the things they need to do. So a friendly confirmation email is always helpful. Next, prepare for the strategy session. Before you get together with Pam for her strategy session, make sure that she has listened to the Start Your Business audio so that your time together is spent productively. If she has not listened to the audio before your appointment, you will then have to explain each step, which will take at least another 30 minutes. On the day before your appointment, call Pam and let her know you're looking forward to getting together with her the next day. After a short period of small talk, ask if she has any questions. After you discuss any questions she may have, ask her if she's had a chance to listen to the first audio. If she's not listened to it yet, gently encourage her to listen to it before the appointment. As you prepare for your strategy session with Pam, briefly scan step 1, Start Your Business, to refresh your memory of what is in that section. Yes, it is important for you, the upline, the sponsor, the leader, to go over those notes again to refresh your mind on the information in that particular chapter. It is also wise to take a copy of that manual, of that script with you so that you have a copy in front of you as you review the 10 steps to getting started. If the location of the meeting does not have internet access, take copies of any order forms, agreements that would normally be completed during this getting started process. Begin the strategy session. When you get together with Pam for her strategy session, here are a few things you should do before diving into the 10 steps to getting started. Open the meeting with a friendly conversation. Show a genuine interest in her and the things important to her. Take every opportunity available to continue to build a friendship with Pam. The stronger your friendship, the more loyal she will be to you, and the less likely she will be to quit during times when she becomes discouraged or disappointed. As you transition from enjoying a friendly conversation with Pam to discussing the business, ask her if she has any questions or concerns she would like to discuss before getting started. After people make the decision to start their own business, they often begin to have self-doubt. It's that little voice in the back of their minds telling them, I don't have time, or I don't know many people, or I don't know if I can be successful, or any one of 100 other scenarios. If there's something on Pam's mind that's causing her some hesitation, it's best to discuss it now. Remember, you need to continually keep building belief and confidence in both themselves as well as the company. During all your conversations, focus on being intentional about building their belief and confidence. This is especially true during someone's early stages in the business. Review the 10 steps to getting started. After you've discussed any questions or concerns that Pam has, Open your training manual and get started. As you go through the instructions in each of the 10 steps, you will better understand your role as her coach. Step 1, determine your why. During this step, go over her goals and let Pam explain and expand on her reasons for joining your team. The more you learn about why she wants to do the business, the more prepared you will be to offer direction and suggestions. Talking about her goals at the beginning of the strategy session will get her more excited about building her business and will help remove any hesitancy she may have. The more excited people are about reaching their goals, the more coachable they will be as you cover the remaining 9 steps. It also sets a positive tone to the meeting. Step 2, make a commitment. In this step, identify Pam's commitment to her new business. Simply ask her to tell you about her commitment to her business so you can determine her level of commitment. If you don't sense she is truly committed to the business, help her understand the importance of being committed to her business. Step 3, block out time. As you cover this step, identify the periods of time that she is committed to setting aside to building her business. If she has not yet blocked out time in her schedule, then while you are together, ask her what windows of time she can set aside to build her business. At this point in the conversation, let her know the times you have set aside to work your business. You want to identify blocks of time when both of you are available so you can establish the best times to coach her and help her build her business. Step 4, make a list of those you know. As you review this step, ask Pam if she has begun to make her list. If she has, take a few minutes to look over her list, what she's done thus far, and encourage her to be creative and expand her list to as many people as she can. You may also want to share with her some of the helpful things you did when making your list. If time allows, you may want to ask her to tell you about some of her key contacts. If she hasn't started her list, direct her to the Who Do I Know booklet included in this program. Show her the first page of the booklet with stimulating ideas to help her be creative in making her list, and the following pages where she will record the names of those she knows. Step 5, put together your plan. When you cover this step, your goal is to help Pam put together her plan. Based on her goals, share with her how you believe she should start building her business. If she will be using tools to build her business, then this will be a good time to discuss the tools available to her. After you've discussed the method she will follow in building her business, ask her how many people she is committed to contacting each day. If she has not yet made this decision, then based on the amount of time she is allocating to her business, offer your suggestion. Once she has made her decision on the number of people she's committed to contacting each day, ask her how committed she is to making those calls each day. After you've helped her put together her plan and discussed her commitment to contact people, ask, what would you like me to do if I see you getting off track? Sometimes We realize we're not the person's boss. We want to be friends. We're business partners. What would you like me to do if I see you getting off track? It's a perfect question to ask. This way they don't feel like they're being micromanaged. They don't feel like your boss. But they also know you care. You're concerned. This is a great question to ask your new business partners because everyone gets off track at some point. By gaining people's permission now, it allows you to gently nudge them when they're off course. One thing that defines great leaders is that they're able to get more out of people than people get out of themselves. As the leader of your group, you will want to make sure your business partners are on track doing the things that will help them accomplish their goals. This is part of your role as their personal coach. Before completing this step, make sure Pam is perfectly clear as to how she is going to go about introducing your products, services, or business to others. Step 6, place your sales tool order. Based on her plan that you just discussed, review the list of sales and marketing tools you recommend that she purchase. Your objective in reviewing this step is to make sure Pam has the proper tools she needs to begin building her business. After discussing the tools she needs, help her place her startup order for sales tools. If she's not yet got a copy of the training program, she wants to make sure she has a copy or two on hand to get to her new distributors. This will be part of your sales tools order. Step 7, sign up to receive your products monthly. The company has a program which new owners and customers are able to sign up and receive products monthly. This is the time to enroll Pam in the program for EasyShip. If she's listened to the first audio, then she will completely understand the importance of leading by example and in signing up for the company's monthly EasyShip. Very simple. Step 8, get plugged in. Whenever you cover this step, you want to make sure that Pam gets plugged in to what's going on with both the company and your team. When are the webinars? When are the conference calls? How does she receive newsletters? How does she find out about events and other important things she needs to know about? Making sure your new business partners are plugged into what's going on with your company is critical. If they feel part of what's going on, they will be less likely to lose interest and quit. They will be more active in selling your company's products. They will be more consistent in their recruiting efforts. They will maintain a higher level of belief and confidence in your business, and they will be better leaders to those within their organization. Your role as Pam's sponsor is not only to inform her as to how she can get plugged into what's going on in your business, but also want to encourage her to be proactive in following your instructions and get plugged in. If there are weekly events, regardless of whether they are on the internet, over the phone, or in person, encourage her to participate. If your company has multiple websites, webinars, be sure she's aware of the different websites and understands how they're being used. For example, Tuesday night, there's a dedicated link for the webinar. Make sure she understands that's for guests, always for new people. It's going to be sponsored by most of the diamonds in the company around the world. It's going to give an overview of the company, the products, the compensation plan, etc. It's going to be a very good overview every single Tuesday. She needs to have that link. Every Thursday, there's going to be a business opportunity overview call. She should know the dial-in number. She should know the time that call takes place. That's a resource and a tool for her. These are just examples. If there's a large regional or national event coming up, make sure she knows so she can put the date or pencil the date in her calendar or mark it in her phone on the calendar. As you write down the names and contact information of her upline business partners, take a couple minutes and tell her about each of them. If at the conclusion of this training, Pam is ready to start building her business, arrange a welcome aboard three-way call with your first two active upline business partners. These calls are nothing more than a short 10-minute introductory call. This will allow Pam to meet her upline business partners and feel the support that is available to her. It also opens the door of communication. So if Pam needs help and you are not available, she will know who else she can call to answer her questions. If at any time you are unsure who your first two active upline partners are, you can call the company support team and they will be happy to provide that information. Step 9, become knowledgeable about the products. When you get to this step, offer your suggestions on how Pam can become knowledgeable about your products. Do not overwhelm her with resources. Just tell her some of the basic things she can do to increase her knowledge about the lead products that she will be offering to prospects. Step 10, place your product order. In a product-based company, it's very important that you help Pam place a startup product order that is consistent with her goals and commitment to her business. As you cover this step, make sure she understands the reasons to purchase some of the company's products as she gets started. If you have any suggestions on the products she should purchase, share them with her. While you are together, help her determine what products she would like to purchase and help her place her startup order. Concluding your session. After you've gone over each of the 10 steps with Pam and you're concluding your time together, you want to do 3 things. Number 1, give her the next assignment, which is to listen to step 2 in the program called Invite People. Ask her to highlight the scripts she feels most comfortable using and to make a note of any questions she has as she listens through the audio and reads the lesson in the workbook. Note, if you don't either sell Pam a copy of the training or get her yours to review until hers arrives, then you'll be running a risk of losing momentum. All these trainings that we've done this week are posted to the Facebook community page. I also posted them onto YouTube, so you will be able to literally copy the link and send her the link to her email. Schedule a phone call to discuss what she has learned and to help her put together her invitation scripts. This is step 2. This phone appointment can be accomplished in a 30-minute conversation. Step 3, very important. Prepare her for the dream stealers. There are people who will try to discourage her from building her business. Make sure Pam is prepared for these people or she is not caught off guard when someone tries to discourage her. Tell her that when people say negative things, she should thank them for their concern and ask them to review one of the company tools so that they can have a better understanding of her business. After they've reviewed some information, they can then explain why they think she should not pursue her goals with this new business. It's foolish to allow people who have no idea of what you are doing to steal your dream or discourage you. When you have successfully covered these 10 steps to getting started and set up the next appointment to discuss how to invite people correctly, you are done. Congratulate Pam on completing this process and tell her how much you're looking forward to continuing on this journey with her. Next, conducting an abbreviated session. There will be occasions when your schedules will not allow you and your new business partners to get together within 48 hours. When this happens, try to schedule a 30-minute call to put together their plan and place their startup orders. During this call, the most urgent steps that should be completed are Step 5, 6, and 10. Step 5, put together your plan. Step 6, place your sales tools order. Step 10, place your product order. By completing these 3 steps, at least the getting started process will have began and their products and sales tools will be shipped without further delay. The other 7 steps are essential and must not be neglected. Cover them as soon as your schedule permits. If you will get your new business partner started as described in our training, then you will have set the example of how they should get their business partner started when reviewing the very same training. Always keep in mind that not only are you teaching people how to do things correctly, but your actions, you are teaching them how to teach people. This is all part of the duplication process. Finally, wrap up. Don't forget to listen to the audio that accompanies the training workbook, where you'll hear more on how to get new partners off to a successful start. So, I have good news for everyone tonight, and that is that we have now completed the entire process. Congratulations to each and every one of you for taking the time out of your schedule to complete that process. I'm going to open up the lines, and I will post our complete training manual from step 1 through step 6 in a PDF file that you can literally go from start to finish on the Facebook community page this evening. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. I'm going to open up the lines. So hang on 1 second. We can do some Q&A and just chat for a minute here. All right, guys, lines are open. Any questions?
So, Rob, this is Sherry up here in the Alaska living room.
Yes.
When these things are sent to us, are we allowed to be able to send it to the people we get started?
The people that you get started, here's what I did. I've always used actual system. I mean, I've used the system. I've been a customer of the program myself. Right. So, I've always had them have the disc and then download the workbook. Now, we're sharing that right now on a private forum in our Facebook community, Jeunesse Success Team page, and Wes has this Join Me account, and when I download it, it literally makes me go to YouTube to download that file, and then once it's on YouTube, then I can post it on Facebook. So if you want to, you can copy that link that opens up if you want to use session 1 and session 2. This whole training course is a joke. It sells for like $24. I mean, it's absolutely insane what it
That
is.
Is crazy.
Like I said in the very beginning, I mean, the first lesson on how to invite, just teaching people that's worth thousands of dollars. I mean, it's a fantastic program. So if somebody wants the original CDs, if somebody wants the original program, the workbook is downloadable. The whole PDF is a downloadable document. They only send today the CDs, and that was just to keep the cost. They lowered the cost down to $24. But you can use the file. I'm gonna put that file up there so everybody can print off the whole entire file. So everything that I did for the whole entire week was literally reading off the file. So when I tell you guys that when I talk to prospects over the phone, I literally have the workbook in my lap, I'm not making that up. I'm not just saying that it's a monkey see, monkey do. This is what I do. I literally, if I'm going to talk to a prospect, I will have those invitations right here in front of me, because once I determine which one to use, I'm going to make sure it flows nice and smooth. When I'm going over with a new person how to get started or whatever, I literally sit here at my desk. I have this stuff right in my hand. So I strongly encourage that you take your copies that you print off. I would go to the store and get those sheet protectors, the vinyl sheet protectors, and I would put every single one of those inside the sheet protectors and then put them into a spiral, put them into a little 1-inch workbook, because that right there is your complete training guide that you are going to use every single time you are starting a new distributor. And that's exactly what I do.
Fantastic. I think this is the good training we need.
Yeah, this is big stuff for me. I mean, this is not some, like, scratch it down on a napkin, write it on a loose leaf paper, remember it this week, I'll remember the best I can the next week, and by the third week I'll barely remember. No, it's the same every single time. Because if you really want to create the duplication process, if you really want to build it down, not 2 levels deep, not 4 levels deep, I'm talking about build it to hundreds of people and then thousands of people. If you really want to build it big, every one of them has to do it the same exact way. And remember, there's nothing wrong with being a copycat, but you better copy the right cat. And you're the one that's going to start this. Listen. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. That's the attitude everybody has to have. If it happens up north, if it happens down south, if it happens over the east or happens over the west, if you don't start it and you don't do it right, who does? If you do it to Sherry and Sherry does it to Monica, and Monica does it to Henry, how would Henry ever have a chance to do it right? Poor Henry has it 3 levels down. He probably got a little bit watered down by the time it got to him. Who knows what he's going to do when he shows it to Sheila? It is so critical that each one of you take what you learned this past week, and it is so critical that you do it 100% correctly. Because if you want it to work, or you want it to duplicate. If you want it to work, it'll work, but it's only going to build, but so big. If you want it to duplicate, it can build as big as you can imagine it, as big as you can dream it, because you're doing it so that it duplicates. And that's why I say having a workbook, having it in your binder, literally following this as if it is the plan. It's the master plan for the build, and it is. It is. It tells them how to do it. It tells them how to do it professionally. And if you'll take this, you'll see the duplication go. And it'll be so exciting, you will not be able to sleep at night. I promise you. Anybody else?
Just want to say thank you. Very enlightening.
You're most welcome. Most welcome. It's only 10:48. Man, we did great tonight with timing, right? That one night everybody got worried.
6:48.
I didn't realize that this was a course that you actually, I mean, I knew that you were reading from something, but I thought it was something that you had written.
No. And if you heard me say, like, when I first started the first night, I was like, a friend of mine who's a mentor, wrote this. And when he did, he made over $20 million. He literally earned over $20 million in commissions when he started to put together and show a system that actually led to that type of success.
Right, you did say that.
Because I said, just like I said tonight, I'm a copycat. But you can rest assured I'm going to copy the right cat. I'm only going to follow certain people. I don't go to the drowning man and ask for swimming lessons. I want to make sure that the information is rock solid, absolutely rock solid. So I don't take credit for creating any of this stuff. I'm just making people aware of probably the most effective cookie-cutter, comprehensive training platform that I have ever seen, and I'm 46 years old, and I've been doing this for 28 years full-time. I haven't seen anything that I would say is more effective than what I just shared with you this week.
Wow. I'm blown away by it. I mean, in 15 years in the business, I've never, I've gotten bits and pieces and some of it, but never all together like that in a followable way. So thank you. Oh, my gosh.
So that's what your job is, to take this, like I said, this tool, this resource, it's to take this because people are screaming for it. People are begging for it. I just shared some of these trainings tonight with a gentleman from Organo Gold that I know he's struggling in his business. I'm not trying to pitch him on Jeunesse, but I'm trying to help him in his business. And he sent me a message back, and it literally was on my Facebook, and I will read you what he actually sent me. Just sent me a message back on Facebook tonight. I said, here's a training tool that will probably help you with inviting people, how to invite people, just inviting people. And in my conversations with him, he responded to me, and this is what he said. He said to me, he said, wow, what powerful information, what powerful info. Thank you very much. I said to him, I'm very happy to hear you enjoyed it. I said, here's the next chapter, how to introduce your business. He said, thank you, sir. I said, let me know what you think. He said, I sure will. So now I got him in the second chapter. See, here's what happens. Many people are in this business. Many. But let's be honest. How many of them are completely clueless or following the wrong monkey? They're following a drowning man. The person that they're following is drowning themselves. They can't even swim. And they have no shot in hell of teaching the other guy how to swim because they can't swim. So when you can add value, when you can show people systems and tools to help them build, they are begging. The whole world And most of the people in this industry are begging for it. And like I said, we have the tools, the J Mobile, we have the tools. I mean, we have the products. We have the company. But when you package all that together and then you step up with the right training platforms and the right how to teach people the cookie cutter method to do this, oh my gosh. That's absolutely insane. People are looking for it. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, you're right.
Sherry, you're doing great. I have to say that you're a natural at this. You've been so helpful to me, and I'm
Well,
just
thank
so
you
happy to
so
be part of
much.
this.
Thank you, Monica. But I'll tell you what, Rob and West Benson have actually been there, I would say, for the last few years. Rob definitely helping teach us all this. And it's you know, I've been doing this 20 years. Like Sharon said, it's 15 years, and you still pick up these nuggets. I'm telling you, right now, Rob and Monica, everybody on the line, this makes what we're doing with Jeunesse turnkey. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
excited.
Yes. The only thing your team needs to do, and this is during your coaching with them and your strategy with them, and you're just literally from the day you introduce them, and that is, are you coachable? I don't care if you graduated school or you didn't. I don't care what degree you have. I don't care how much money you made or you lost. I don't care your race or religion. I don't care how fat or skinny you are. I don't care if you came from the wrong side of the tracks. I don't care if you got fired from your job or you got laid off. None of that matters to me. All I care about is what you want the future to be. All I care about is, are you coachable? All I care about is, do you really want it? Because all I want to work with is the people that want it. The people that want it. I don't want the whiners. I don't want the complainers. I'm not going to wipe people's tails. I'm not a good babysitter. And people know this up front. I'm not a babysitter. And I've turned people completely away as far as sponsoring them. Literally. Told them flat out, you need to get someone else to sponsor you. What do you mean? What do you mean I need to get? Because when you and I have had regular conversations, just texting or calling back or whatever, you disappear for 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, and then you're back and you're like a yo-yo. And see, I don't operate that way, so I need to team you up with another yo-yo, somebody that operates the way you do. You guys will get along fantastic.
I love it, Rob.
Listen,
I love your passion.
You have to have posture. You're not out here for everybody. You don't need to sponsor an army. You truly don't. You only need to work with the willing. That's it. The willing. The people that want it. Doesn't matter if it's only one. Then it starts with one. Okay, well, it is 10:56. Anybody else? Any questions? So some of you that are just newer, getting to know me, listen, I'm the guy that just tells people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. You not hear me running smoke up people's tails. I don't give them, I just tell them the truth because, listen, I think people, the ones that really want to build it, that's all they want anyway. They just want the truth. They've already had enough smoke blown up their tail. They've already been overpromised and underdelivered. They've already experienced all that stuff. So I'm just not about that. I'm not about that. I don't teach that. I don't condone that. I'd rather underpromise you and over-deliver you every day of the week. And people they'll respect that. And, you know, when you're just transparent with people, it may not be what they want to hear, but if it's what they need to hear, and sometimes I just ask them too. I ask them flat out. I just say, let me ask you a question. Because you asked me a question. Do you want me to tell you what you want to hear or what you need to hear? How do you want it? How do you want it? No, I want to, you know, what's really going on, you know, or whatever the issue is. Because I believe you'll have the longer relationship with the longer growth with the best team just doing business that way. And that's just the way I am. So I don't apologize for that. It's just everybody's a little bit different, but that's the way I believe it works for me. And it attracts more than I think I turn away. And the ones that I would lose, like I said, you have to decide. You may not want to work with them anyway because they'll be higher maintenance. And I'm sure you're not going to want to be a babysitter because when you're building your team and you're building a big organization, you're going to find that no matter how much money you make, you'll never buy back time. So time has a value. It's precious. We'll never buy any of it back. So wasting time on a dry well, trying to pump a dry well, and that's what I call it, trying to pump a dry well. I'd rather start a new team tomorrow. I'd rather start with brand new people tomorrow than to babysit over and over and over some of the people that you just, they're not coachable.
Time to waste the day.
They're not. Yeah, resurrect the dead, right?
That's right. Resurrect the dead.
Bill, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do. That's fine. And I'm tired of that. I'm ready for a new start, buddy, and we're looking forward to our first get-together tomorrow with you. Good. See, that's what I want. That's all. That's all you're looking for. All you're looking for is the people that have a pulse, the people that are ready, And I'm telling you, you're going to find them. And that one that you find is going to find one more that's just as ready. And that next one's going to find one more that's just as ready. And that is how you will build. And I was having dinner with someone tonight before I actually did this training call, and we were just talking about life and, you know, different businesses, how hard it is to find good quality people. You know, people are, you know, just hard to find good quality people. I don't care if you owned a restaurant, you're trying to hire good people. And I said, yeah, it's right. So every industry has it. And that's the beautiful part about network marketing. See, if I had a job, I don't get to pick who I work with. But in network marketing, I do. I get to pick and choose who I want to work with. I think that's beautiful. You know, it's one of the best things. So,
you know, Rob, this is West. You know, that's the beautiful part about this industry. You know, being here for 25 years now, I get to pick and choose who I want to see, who I want to work with, you know, who I want to converse with on a daily basis. And those luxuries don't exist in a traditional JOB. They just don't exist. And, you know, as I'm out and about and doing meetings and so forth, we're in the public virtually every day doing the business, what I call the grind. You have to do the grind. And I was in Vegas a few weeks back, and there was a young lady there, and I could just see the spark in her eyes. And she was actually hosting the event, and her name is Natalie Elias King. And Natalie is a real special individual. And she had written on the whiteboard in front of the stage that she wanted to achieve a level of financial independence. Now, Rob, those are big words. And Natalie has been on this call listening to the training program again tonight, and I'm going to bring her on. Natalie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thank you for being on the call tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of what you've done. Guys, listen closely. In less than 3 to 4 weeks, she's personally touched 30-plus people onto this team, brand new people. And she's actually got us placed in, I'm going to say, probably 2 to 3 different countries, Natalie. You can correct me if I'm incorrect, but I know the Dominican Republic.
And the Netherlands. Yeah.
and the Netherlands as well. And guys, right out of Las Vegas. But Natalie, I want to ask you a question. Tell me about some of the nuggets of gold that you picked up from this training series from Rob.
Well, the one big thing I've taken from it is to sit down with each distributor and really set 2 hours aside with each one and really coach them. I think that I could probably grow a lot quicker if I didn't feel like I have to do it all myself. So
Right.
I made a list and I pulled out a calendar, and I have key distributors that are superstars because I just talk to everybody about it all the time. So I have some distributors that do the same. So I want to sit down and strategize because we live in a very unique city. It's 24 hours. Everybody here, it's about hitting the jackpot in some way or the other. I think the Jeunesse is the jackpot in a sense. For a little investment, you can make a lot of money. So I think my thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down with each distributor and help them grow and grow and grow.
You're exactly right. And Rob has given all of us, a lot of things that I've forgotten about through the years. And he's brought it back to the forefront that I'm going to re-implement in my personal search as well. But the big thing here is, guys, with all of the training modules that has been put forward, this is what you have to remember. And this is what you're going to have to convey to your prospects. This is the story. 90% of the job is already done. We are marketing for the number one company in all of networking today. There's only one company that can be number one on that prestigious Direct Sellers Association list, that prestigious Inc. 500, Fortune 500 company list. There can only be one, and we are with that right company. It's Jeunesse. We're here. We're here. This company, as you heard Alex Arnold speak last night, we've hit that $1 billion in its first 6 years. All we've got to do is apply these fundamentals that Rob has talked about over the last 6 days, talk about these fundamentals, implement these fundamentals, make them become a part of your day-to-day verbiage. Because 90% of it's already done. The comp plan's built, the product line's built, the awards have been given. More awards will be given to this company because of people like you, Natalie, because of people like Sherry Denny, because of people like Sharon Gist that see the big picture. We're all putting forward just a little bit of effort, and combined, those efforts are huge. And at the end of the day, those monies and that financial reward will come back to you through this compensation plan. I'll tell you, Rob, great job. Natalie, thank you for your comments. I'm just really excited. And Rob, I've already printed off everything, and I'm just over the top elated with everything that I've heard. And thank you. And, Rob, we'll make sure everyone understands we're going to be doing this Monday night training call every Monday night. So Sunday Night Live will get your people started through that vehicle and then teach them a portion of how to start their business every Monday night in training. So I think it's a great concept. Rob, back to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Wes. Thanks for sharing. Natalie, thanks for sharing. I want to, I just want to wrap up and say this again to each one of you. Each one of you is sincere. Thank you for attending. Thank you for taking your business seriously. And I appreciate that, for all of you, for being on that call this week. That was not something that we promoted. It's something I told Spencer Williams, because he called me up and he asked me, he said, when did you decide to do this? We really needed this. When were you kicking this around and just delaying it? And I said, no, I was just sick and tired of watching people struggle. So I decided on a Friday night to start it on Monday. And so we started it on Monday. And each one of you actually took your time out and made this a priority. You actually blocked it off and said you wanted it. Now, What I'm waiting to see, and I'll help you in any way possible, and we need to utilize each other on this call, is what I told you days ago. I told you last week. I'm looking forward to hearing the stories. I'm looking forward on this call to have input from the person that was the quiet mouse in the corner, taking the notes. And up until last week really was flat. It really wasn't doing much. But now they took the system, put it in play, and now they're sharing their story. Because now what we all need, every one of us, including myself, is we all need to get it to burn as hot as we possibly can. And we're going to get that from each one of us, the little flame that's going to come from each one of us. Not one person is going to go out here and necessarily kill it. Each one of us are going to be a part of that flame. Each one of us are going to be part of that explosion that are on this call. And I can't wait to hear your story about what you're doing with the system and how it's working for you. And those stories are going to be shared in the up and coming weeks on these Monday night calls. I'm going to give you new content. We're going to share training. We're going to cover things, compensation plan. We're going to have Q&As. We're going to have plenty training with all kind of nuggets and takeaways. People are going to want to be on the calls. They're going to be telling people, hey, you don't want to miss that call. It's once a week, every Monday. But I want to have participation on those calls with how the training program is working. Because I believe what you just now learned is the absolute best training program on the planet. There is none better. And I wish every single one of you a fantastic week, and I look forward to speaking to you next Monday. Thank you, everybody, and good night.
Thank
you so much. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.